So an exciting development also is Orchestra Finance, independent of Ripple, which is going to be the first interface layer for the AMM.
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, this is actually going to be a new series of video breakdowns that I create over time for you all, showing you all how I am personally going to publicly build a DeFi portfolio and take it from $10,000 to $50,000 in total value over the course of the next consecutive couple of weeks. Now, I'm going to be documenting this publicly for the private CYPRX community members. I will give you guys updates on YouTube here and there each week or maybe bi-weekly, just so you can see the progress of the portfolio. Now, in today's video breakdown, this is going to be the first video in that series. So I actually want to start the video off by a quote by one of my most favorite investors, Warren Buffett. Now, I've studied Warren Buffett. A lot of people don't like him, to each his own. I've learned a lot from him. And one of the things that he said that has stuck with me my entire entrepreneurship career is that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That stuck to me when I first became an entrepreneur about 7 years ago. And in my personal entrepreneurship journey, it has been my goal to create multiple sources of income and also make those sources of income generate me passive income, which up to this date, outside of cryptocurrency, I have achieved. I have multiple sources of income that pay me while I sleep that don't really require any upfront work on my behalf anymore, which is an absolutely phenomenal feat. But now I'm going to show you all another part of my investing career, and that is through DeFi. Being a liquidity provider in DeFi completely changes this by allowing you to earn passive income through fees while providing liquidity on decentralized exchanges. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And first, before we go over my portfolio approach and how I'm going to grow this $10,000 into $50,000 over the next consecutive couple of weeks/months, which again is going to be all transparent for our community members. I'm going to be sharing my portfolio. I'm going to be sharing where I'm moving my profits from, what I'm doing with those profits, how I'm implementing that capital back into the markets, and so on and so forth, just to show them the process and how it can be done. Now, I may be starting out with a lot more money than you may have, but this is, again, a process that can be replicated with any amount of money. It is not financial advice. It's just to show people that this is possible, that the mindset that we must buy and hold long term and wait for some bull market cycle every 4 years is such a saturated mindset to have. Now, I'm not opposed to the buy and hodl method. If that's your investing approach and that's the safest way that you think there is about going and investing in digital assets, then continue to do that. I want to show you guys that I still have a long-term portfolio that I'm not touching, and I will only consistently add to over a prolonged period of time. I have multiple six figures invested into this market. Here you can see two of my main portfolios, one of them sitting at about 131,000 and the other one sitting at about 61,000, with a total combination of about $192,000. Now, take into consideration that the market has slightly pulled back. At its peak in 2024, this portfolio was worth about $250,000 to $260,000. So it does fluctuate. And I'm okay with that because, again, these are my long-term bags. So I want you all to understand that I'm not touching my long-term bags. DeFi is just a way for us as retail investors to generate passive income. And in this journey, I'm going to show you all how that's possible. How right now I'm going from about making $2,500 to $3,000 a month in DeFi passive income to, once I scale this portfolio to about $50,000, which is my goal, which I'll go over in just 1 second, I will be generating anywhere between $10,000 to $14,000 a month in DeFi passive income. And it's very possible for anybody to do that. Again, it's not financial advice. It's going to take some elbow grease. It's going to take some learning on your behalf. But if you're tired of just plugging capital into this market and getting nothing back and just waiting around, then definitely consider educating yourself on the possibilities that you have readily available at your fingertips through DeFi. Now, let's just talk about mindset real quick. In my personal opinion, this HODL mindset is absolutely essential for you to overcome eventually in your investing career by educating yourself on the possibilities of DeFi. Yes, like I just showed you guys, I'm still a hodler. I still have a long-term portfolio that I will probably never touch. But in the short term, in the now, how are you going to get paid? How are you going to make money? How are you going to supplement your income? Are you going to continuously work your 9 to 5 job for forever? Right now, we have an opportunity at our fingertips to make passive income through DeFi. So I pulled up this tweet from Bitrue, where they go on to say, aside from XRP, what else is worth hodling? This hodling mindset is broadcasted to the masses in crypto because, in my personal opinion, they don't want you to know about DeFi. And what I'm going to show you all throughout the entirety of this journey of scaling $10,000 to $50,000 over a very short period of time, right, is because they don't want you to make this passive income. They don't want you to know about the opportunities readily available. So branch out, break out of your comfort zone. Don't just have that, oh, I want to buy XRP and I want to stick it in a cold storage wallet and let it sit there for 5 years. You could be making passive income on your XRP right now through Orchestra Finance. And David Schwartz has said this on a panel discussion himself.
So an exciting development also is Orchestra Finance, independent of Ripple, which is going to be the first interface layer for the AMM.
He's talked about AMMs. He's talked about liquidity pools, but yet the vast amount of people in the XRP community, this goes vaguely unnoticed because, again, they have installed this hodl mindset and that's the only opportunity in the fast track to wealth in the digital asset ecosystem. That is 110% a detrimental way to think. We can make our cryptos work for us now through the utilization of DeFi. So another thing, this was hilarious. I saw this on an interview with Dr. Lehman Beard, where this lady, if you see on her shirt, just to re-implement what it is that I'm attempting to show you guys, this hodl mindset. Here it says, hodl on tight. We're shooting for the moon, right? Now, if you go to Saucer Swap right now, you can provide liquidity for HBAR trading pairs utilizing your HBAR and make a percentage on fees by being a liquidity provider for HBAR trading pairs. Instead of just sitting on HBAR and waiting for the next bull market cycle, you could utilize your HBAR. It doesn't have to be all of it, or you could build a brand new portfolio to allow your HBAR to work for you and generate you passive income instead of just holding on to it. When I had this awakening, when I had this aha moment, like, wow, these cryptos, these digital assets are not meant to just be bought and held for forever. They're meant to work for us. They're meant to allow us to interact with this new digital economy, with this new Web3 ecosystem. And decentralized finance gives you that readily available at your fingertips. So before I go in to show you all how much money I've made over the past 5 days, just taking a look into some of the liquidity pools that I'm currently in right now. Again, as of time of recording this video, if you're watching this at a later date, this may change. I may shift my portfolio around. Again, private CYPRX community members that are in our monthly program will get to see all this behind the scenes. You guys on YouTube will get to see a little bit more of a laid back approach. You'll see the growth. You'll see me break things down. You'll see me give some motivation through mindset training and whatnot. But the CYPRX students will get a more hands-on approach, a more vivid breakdown week by week, where I'm putting my profits, what I'm doing, how I'm flipping the account, so on and so forth. All right. So real fast, I'm just going to stop screen share and we're going to go over here on my whiteboard and I'm just going to read through some notes. Now, the goal is the road to 50K. Now, I'm not going to stop at 50K. I'm just showing you all publicly on YouTube and on Twitter, and then also throughout my private community, how this is all possible and how the mindset of only buying and hodling is such a dead mindset. It's so outdated. There are so many new opportunities readily available to us. Yet again, I just showed you guys the masses in crypto are being projected like the only opportunities that we have as manual retail investors to become successful is to buy and hold. So the goal is to turn $10,000 into $50,000 using DeFi, where each and every single week, I'm going to be compounding the profits and they're going to be going back into the liquidity pools. So right now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video breakdown, I have other sustainable income sources. So all the money that I'm making from DeFi right now, I do not need. Therefore, I'm taking advantage of that and I'm going to be utilizing those profits, not touching them, and compounding them each week back into the liquidity pools as long as they provide the amount of yields that I like and they are healthy, the dexes are healthy. Oh, there's a whole bunch of things that are going to go into it behind the scenes, right? Now, I want everybody listening to take this into consideration as well. The money that I have in crypto, the money that I just showed you guys in my long-term portfolio, and this new portfolio that I'm going to scale to multiple six figures, starting at 10K, heading to 50K, and then from 50K, we'll take it to another level. Maybe we'll take it to 150K. But I'm willing to lose all that money. I want everybody to know that right now, that if you are involved in crypto, you need to be willing to lose 110% of your capital. Now, I'm young, so I'm more inclined to take on risk. I also have stable income outside of crypto, so it allows me to take on more risk. And I have safety nets and safety measures implemented in savings and cash and gold and silver and real estate. And so I'm a lot more able to take on that risk, right? Do not copy my strategy. Don't copy what it is that I'm doing if you're not willing to take on the risk, if you're not willing to lose it all, right? Obviously, of course, we're in a nascent stage. We're in an early adoption phase of this digital asset ecosystem. Regs are coming in. Who knows what could happen? I don't want any of my followers to follow the steps that I'm committing myself to if you're not willing to take the risk. If you are willing to take the risk and you have some kahunas to jump into the space and expand your wealth in the now instead of waiting for every 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, then tap the F in, because it's time to scale. It's time to grow. It's time to get out of this, oh, I'm just going to buy these cryptos and put them in my cold storage and wait 4 years for the bull market cycle mindset. That is so ugly and detrimental. I can't even begin to comprehend why people would think like that when you guys really do research and you can see the freaking potential that DeFi can bring to scaling your wealth. Even if you just want to use DeFi to grow your long-term bags, instead of using your hard-earned money, you can use the house's money by earning fees, by being a liquidity provider, plugging that capital into your long-term bag. There's so many things that you can do with this. Again, we're going to be going through all of this hands-on in our new CYPRX course, our new DeFi portal that is going to be available for the monthly CYPRX members. Now, to continue this, so each week I'm going to be compounding the profits back into the liquidity pools. Right now, I'm in 2 low risk pools, I'm in 2 medium risk pools, and I'm in 1 high risk pool on 3 different dexes, 5 different liquidity pools. As of right now, that's how I'm keeping my portfolio. Now, 2 of the pools that I'm in are concentrated. That means that the liquidity that I'm providing is in a concentrated range. So for me, that's going to require a little bit more daily effort. That means I'm going to have to wake up in the morning, check the charts, check the fundamentals, make sure that my positions are in range. And then in the evening time, I will do the same thing. Check the charts, check the fundamentals, make sure that my positions are in range before I go to sleep for 4 hours at night, and then wake up the next day and do it again. So it will require, i.e. the 2 concentrated liquidity pools that I'm in, a little bit more of my hands-on effort, which again is still a laid-back approach, still be generating passive income. But because those ranges are concentrated, I just need to make sure that those liquidity pools that I'm in are in range. And then the 3 pools that I'm in are in full range and are a more laid back approach. So they're going to require a lot less of my time and effort throughout the day to check, because the ranges are wide. So I don't need to adjust anything there. And so again, 3 different dexes and 5 different liquidity pools that I'm providing liquidity for this specific portfolio as of time of recording this video. Now, I am willing to adjust the pools if APRs change and I don't like that. Maybe they drop, or maybe they get a little bit too excessive and I'm like, okay, something's going on. Maybe the liquidity in the pool changes. Maybe the 24-hour total volume lock changes. Like, there's a whole bunch of things. So I am willing to adjust the current positions that I'm in to get to the goal of taking $10,000 to $50,000. Now, in the private community, the CYPRX members, they'll get to see all that hands-on. They'll get to see what pools I'm changing to, where I'm putting the profit to, if I decide to enter into different liquidity pools, and so on and so forth. Again, being very transparent with the way that I'm building out this portfolio for the CYPRX community members, so they can actually physically see this journey step by step, the whole entire process, how to get into the pools, what wallets you need for the pools that I'm in, and all these things. Okay. Now, currently, as of time of recording this video, the pool is actually, or sorry, excuse me, the portfolio is actually worth about $15,000, primarily because when I started it at the beginning of last week, I had deployed about $4,000 of my own capital into the, or back into the initial $10,000 deposit. The CYPRX community members know that I went and I sold a very big cachet portion of my silver. Most recently, when we hit about 28 to 29 bucks per silver ounce. And so I deployed some of that capital into the DeFi market. So actually right now the portfolio is sitting at about $15,000. Now the goal is to have the DeFi portfolio by year end, which is only a couple months away, at $50,000. I'm probably going to hit that goal way before year end. But again, just setting realistic and attainable goals to get you to that long-term goal, again, is the best way to financial freedom and a healthy mindset. Now, the goal in each pool that I have right now is to have $10,000 in each pool. So remember, I'm in 5 different liquidity pools, $10,000 across each pool. And the total monthly income goal, looking at my notes, is anywhere between $12,000 to $14,000. As of time of recording this video breakdown, the initial capital that I had deployed at $10,000 in each of these liquidity pools was yielding me about $2,000 per month in passive income, right? With the capital that I currently have deployed at about $15,000, I'm yielding about $3,400 per month in DeFi passive income. So once I reach the threshold of the account being worth about $50,000 in total, overall, via the percentages, if they stay and remain relatively the same, I will be making anywhere fluctuating between about $12,000 to $14,000 a month in DeFi passive income. Now, if your jaw just hit the floor and you're like, how the heck is this possible? Again, tap in. Make sure that you're following us on Twitter. Make sure that you're following us on YouTube. And if you want a more hands-on, in-depth approach, taking you all from a beginner's perspective to an advanced perspective throughout the DeFi market, showing you guys hands-on how to join these pools, what pools to be looking for, how to find projects, all of that stuff. We are going to be building out a brand new system for our CYPRX monthly members on top of all the trading education that we provide, on top of all the fundamental education that we provide already to the private monthly members, on top of the institutional delta zones that we provide via our institutional scalpers that are in the private community. There's so much value right now to be met and to be made and to be projected out to you guys so that way you can expand your wealth. So with that being said, real quick, I'm just going to show you guys just one pool that I'm currently in and how much it yielded me over the past 4 days. And I say 4 days because having tested out this pool in the first 2.5 days, I pulled the profit just to go through the process to test the DEX out and whatnot. Now, this is a very common DEX that you'll find amongst DeFi entrepreneurs on the internet and on YouTube. It's very common. It's a very user-friendly, easy beginner level entry pool, I'd like to call it that, but it is on a network that I firmly believe is going to have extreme growth over the next couple of years. And that is the Soy network on Turbos Finance, right? So just to show you guys one example, roughly here in this position, I have about $6,200 of liquidity provided for this specific liquidity pool with an APR that fluctuates of anywhere between 162% to about 180% via the range that I'm specifically in, which you can see is right here. Now, in the past 4 days, this position alone has yielded me about $191. So again, what I plan on doing as of time of recording this video is I want this liquidity amount that I'm providing to this pool to be $10,000. Remember, each pool I want $10,000 in to get to that $50,000 goal. So I will simply just be taking this profit, plugging it back into the liquidity pool, and then continuously watching that compound and grow over time. So this is just one out of the 5 pools that I'm in that I'm sharing to you guys publicly. The CYPRX private community members are going to get to see the back end of my other positions and what positions I'm in and where I move that money around if I do decide to change positions and so on and so forth. So if that's something that interests you, if anything that I've said to you in today's video breakdown interests you and you're like, what is this that he's talking about? I'm in crypto. I have $10,000 in crypto that's just sitting dormant in a cold storage wallet. You know, I have $100,000 that's sitting in a cold storage wallet. What does he mean? You could provide liquidity on Saucer Swap and make fees by providing liquidity for HBAR USDC and all this, everything that I just said. If you're like, what? Right? Tap in, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time to expand and grow our wealth while we're young, while we have these tools readily available to us at our fingertips to take advantage of. Yes, there's risk involved, but there's risk involved with anything in entrepreneurship. If you're not willing to take on risk, then why are you trying to be an entrepreneur? So that whole entire argument is thrown out the window. I already preached to you guys that I'm willing to lose it all. If any of this money goes to absolute zero, then guess what? I will fall back on other investments that I've made, and I will fall back on other entrepreneurship journeys that I'm partaking in outside of crypto. And so should you. Crypto should not be your only source of income. This is just an extra added source of income that we as manual retail investors can tap into. So many blessings to you guys, sharing this journey with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video breakdown, just giving you guys a little bit of an insight into what it is that I'm doing behind the scenes, not only publicly for you guys to show you all that this is possible, but also in depth for the private community members, how advanced this is going to be to show them hands-on what the possibilities are in this market. With that being said, many blessings to you guys. Do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video breakdown. And if you've been a follower of ours for some time, we do appreciate the love and the support, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.